Hi guys and welcome back. So I am actually in the midst of reorganizing my pantry. I will bring you along for a video of how I am doing it after I get done. I won't be showing everything in my pantry just because I don't feel like that is a smart thing to do. But I will show you how I'm organizing and stuff like that. One of the things I have been doing is acquiring buckets from local bakeries to put my next jour order in. It is going to be, as long as everything ships, a rather large one. The biggest one I have yet to do. But I found sweet potatoes in my adventures of working on my pantry, so we are going to can those up today. So if you've never done sweet potatoes, they are fairly simple to do. They are delicious. They can really well. And I will also be using reusable canning lids today. I've been using them for a few years now. They are not new to me. I have a video that I will link up here. If you've never used canning lids, I have an in-depth how to use them properly video. But yeah, so I hope you stick around and let's get started on canning some yummy sweet potatoes. Okay, first things first, you gotta grab you some sweet potatoes. Now, first and foremost, sweet potatoes and regular potatoes are not canned the same way. So do not swap the two because they go for different times and it's a different procedure for both of them. So they are not interchangeable. You cannot use a sweet potato canning recipe with a regular canning recipe and vice versa. So get your sweet potatoes. Some of them look a little banged up and that is fine. We're going to be removing the skins of them and then chopping them. So I'll be able to cut away anything that I would not want to can or to eat. So first, we're just going to plop them in a big stock pot. I'm actually going to get my other big stock pot going too. Fill them up with water. Let's see what I'm doing. We're going to fill it up with water and we're just going to boil these just until they are soft enough to get the peels off. So we're just parboiling them. We're not cooking them. We're not even technically softening them. We're just softening them enough to get the skins off. So that's probably as full as I'm going to make that one. So fill up with water. So I'm going to pop a lid on this, get them steamed to the point of being able to slip the skins off, and then we will go ahead and finish getting these prepped for the canner. Now, I know I will get asked how I like to use canned sweet potatoes, and honestly, I will use them the same way that I would use a fresh sweet potato. The only difference being I can't have a baked sweet potato. Other than that, I will mash these and make sweet potato casserole. I will mash them into just mashed sweet potatoes. I will roast them and like caramelize them if I want like a sweet cubed sweet potato. I will strain them and pour them into soup. I have a couple fall soups that call for sweet potatoes. And while of course fresh is best, I love using fresh ingredients, sweet potatoes can really well. So I enjoy using them in soups as well. Just pop them in, heat them up at the end, and it's absolutely delicious. Okay, so these went for not that long, honestly. And they're still, like, you can tell the outside was starting to get soft, but they're still really firm. So, like I said, you're just wanting to be able to slip these skins off, and I'm working with them while they're still hot, so just be careful. But after we get all the slips off, we need to make our stock for canning them. So with sweet potatoes, you can use water and salt. You can use syrup. You can do it with regular sugar, brown sugar, honey. It's pretty versatile. And I've done it in water and I've done it in syrup. And while the syrup is good, the water I did find it kind of made the sweet potatoes taste a little bland. So we're going to do it in some chicken broth. That way, we're going to have the flavor of the sweet potatoes, the flavor of the chicken broth infusing the sweet potatoes, and they will be great for a savory sweet potato in our soups and stews come winter. Because you can always sweeten them up, but you can't take the sweet away. So if you make candied sweet potatoes now, down the road when it's winter and you're in your pantry looking for something to add to your soup, you're going to be stuck with a super sweet candied sweet potato when all you really wanted was a nice sweet potato. So there's my 2 cents on it. I'm going to get busy and then we'll make the stock. Okay, so once you get all of your sweet potatoes chopped up, you want to put them in the jars you're using, whether pint or quart, and fill them to 1 inch of headspace. And then we're just going to add the chicken broth right over top to the 1 inch mark. And then we want to debubble with something non-metallic. I like to use the back of a wooden spoon and just gently get in there without really breaking up your sweet potatoes, because we don't want to can mashed sweet potatoes. And then after you debubble, make sure you check your liquid line and let everything be underneath the liquid line. And then you want to wipe the rim of your jar, make sure there's no nicks or cracks in your jar. And then I'm going to be using reusable canning lids today, so you can use the one-time use lids, but for things that are going to be canned for a long period of time, where these are going to be canned for 1 hour and 5 minutes, I like to use reusable canning lids. They do great whenever you're pressure canning. Okay, so I have my lids and rings, which I simmered for about 10 minutes to just loosen everything up. And you just want to line them up on top of your jar and then take yourself a ring. And the way you want to do it is just, again, line it up, get it twisted on correctly without holding the jar, and once the jar starts moving as you're turning it, then that's tight enough. You don't want to do fingertip tight on the reusable lids. Alrighty, so these went for 1 hour and 5 minutes at 10 pounds of pressure for my altitude, and that is for pints. Quarts are 1 hour and a half, but you need to make sure you're using the correct amount of pressure for your altitude. But again, mine was 1 hour and 5 minutes at 10 pounds of pressure. And then when using reusable canning lids, once you get them out of the canner, once they come off of pressure, you want to let them rest for about 5 to 10 minutes and then tighten down those lids. But you can see the seals on them are perfect. These have been washed. They haven't been labeled yet. But I got a full canner load, so I had 9 pints in my canner. So these are going to be wonderful to have on my shelf, and I hope you try them for yourself. They are a wonderful addition to any pantry if you enjoy sweet potatoes. So I hope everyone is enjoying their Monday. I know I am mostly enjoying it. I'm still organizing my pantry. But I hope everyone is having a great day. And I will see you all on my next video, which is most likely going to be a garden update, because I have some stuff that needs to be picked. So until then, guys, thanks for watching.